have this 100% what makes you different from the millions of entrepreneurs. That's where the golden growth is. So feel within, like, what would you like to bring out? Energy feels like, what do you, on a biological level, not a woo-woo thing, that's great, but just bring the awareness of why. But whoever did it was a genius. And doing nothing. Mind drive, we don't have space for ideas to sit with yourself. You need to connect your mind and your body. In pain, screaming that can we rest actually shut me down. With you, the body is the most intelligent machine on earth. We cannot force a connection. It's like you want to go on a date with someone, do yoga. Welcome to the second episode of Insights. I'm so happy that you're joining me today. Let's dive deep. So before we start, I want to again invite you to take one deep breath with me so that you can really center into the mood of today's episode and take this small break for yourself. So prepare for an inhale through your nose, breathe in, hold, and breathe out as you relax. Beautiful. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today I really feel like talking to you about what is authentic energy. How can you find your authentic energy? And how can you bring that up not only when you are with yourself, but with your partner, with your friends, with the people around you, and also in your work, business, everywhere? How can you more holistically start embodying your authentic energy, and through that succeed from a bigger purpose state than maybe ever before? So why do I talk about this? First of all, as you know, all of my episodes, there are only 2 so far, but the future episodes also, I want to make this very intuitive. So I'm currently just channeling information based on what I have been going through myself, based on what I think that you need to hear today. So this is just me bringing my topic to you authentically without preparation. So bear with me, but I do believe this is a message you want to hear. So why it comes to this authentic energy, I feel like this has been something I've been working myself for the past months, years, to really deeply understand what is it and why is it so important. And all of this started for me from being in this more other conscious state. So I have a conscious states pendulum, which I can actually put here. And that is all about, like, when we're conscious, we are in balance, we are in awareness. But when we become triggered, when we let our unconscious behavior take place, we get swung to the different sides where we are either very much self-critical, self-focused, overthinking, or we tend to be very much other-focused, people-pleasing, seeking validation. And for me, it all started, like, obviously we have our own trauma background, our own childhood build-up and upbringing. So for me, that all started from me being a very kind person, that having an open heart, which was open for everyone's conditioning. And I felt like I need to take everyone into account. I cannot bring my full self out there. I need to match my energy to others. And maybe this resonates with you also, or maybe you're the complete opposite. But whatever it was, try to think backwards. What created your energetic blueprint, which means how you carry yourself today, how you show up, what is your character? And once you can get a touch point. So for me, it really was this feeling that I need to try to fit in, even though I deep down knew that I will never fit in and I don't want to fit in. But I felt like that was the only option, okay? And obviously, this starts building different layers. Now, looking backwards, I have been able to cut down these layers. I have been able to cut those unserving behaviors of myself and see why I have been maybe mixing my energy with someone else's, or having this more people pleaser attitude. Obviously, the more empathic you are, the easier it is for you to do that, because the empathic in you, or the empath in you, wants to make the other person feel good, open, seen, heard. But that's the slippery slope. You should not turn into a people pleaser. You can still stay in your own authentic energy and still be empathic. So this is one key learning for me, at least. But either way, coming back to the authentic energy. So whenever you start other people affect the way you think you should show up, that's where you lose sight of that authenticity that is within you. And which is also, in my opinion, the key for your true fulfillment, for your true happiness. So once you can get a touch point to where your energetic blueprint has been built, what are maybe the negative aspects of you modifying your energetic blueprint, then you can bring it back to now, okay, how am I showing up today? And then starting to break it down from there. And once you have this built for yourself, you can really tune into being like, okay, what is the thing that wants to come up and what am I hiding in myself? Because obviously, if we feel like we're only bringing 50% of ourselves on the table, how could we ever attract the right opportunities? How could we ever attract the right partner? How could we ever attract the life that we want? Because we are only operating from 50%. So we are on a much lower vibrational level than when we would be 100. So obviously, you're not going to feel fulfilled. You're going to feel lack, or you're going to feel miserable, or you're going to feel all of those feelings that you don't want to feel. And whatever you do with the mechanisms that you used to work with say if it's people pleasing or if it's overconfidence, I don't know where you are, but if you try these old coping mechanisms, you will continue creating the same model. Only once you break free from that old pattern and realize that, okay, I actually have this 100% bank of energy, of authentic energy that I can bring on the table. Now your question is, how can I start bringing this on the table? And the key is that once you realize that there is the 100%, it will become so much more easier for you to figure out the how, because you have the deep knowing that there is that 100%. But before you can get to the how, you need to get to the 100%. So how can you realize that there is so much more? When you ask yourself questions such as, who am I really? If you ask this from yourself now, maybe, yes, I'm an entrepreneur, but deeper. What makes you different from the millions of entrepreneurs out there? What makes you you? Your unique energy, your unique skill sets, your unique character, your unique way of spreading your light. That makes you different. Yes, also the product you created or the things you accomplished, but those are secondary, truly. It's also, if you are in the business world, you know investors invest, yes, in a great idea, but if the team behind the idea is bad, they're not going to invest, because the people are the core asset, and your energy is the core asset. So to start thinking about this, asking the question, how or who am I? But going deeper, do I feel connected to who I am? Does this answer come easily for you, or do you need to search for it? And if you don't get an answer to this, who am I? It's okay. You're not alone. There is so many people, including me in my past, who do not know the answer to that. And it's easy to get lost, like, yes, I do know who I am, and this might be a protective mechanism. So you start justifying that, I do know. But if you're really open for being vulnerable, open for facing those painful truths, and looking in the mirror where it hurts, that's where the golden growth is. And This question, I promise you, you don't know yet the 100%. We will never know the 100% fully. It's in my opinion, a lifelong journey for us to get to the 100%. But if we can start seeing and believing as a fact, as a truth, that 100% is there, that will be the game changer. And if you get some hints and we see and we know how that 100% will be built up, that's the essence. So to start thinking about this is just analyze your character. How do you show up for yourself, for others? How do you dress up? How do you speak? What is the emotion you mainly have present in yourself? How would other people describe you? These are all hints that can help you understand, okay, how is my energy now? How is my authentic expression of my energy now? And then you can start thinking, how do you really feel within? Like, what would you like to bring out of yourself? And if energy or authentic energy feels like, what do you mean by that? I would say it's this feeling that you get when you listen to this video, you look at this video, and what my full presence and speech awakens in you. That's my energy. So it's a combination of my speech, but also my vibration as a physical being. So even on a biological level, we are all made of atoms. Atoms, what holds them together is energy. So we're technically all energy. It's not a woo-woo thing, it's actually a fact. So everything is energy. What connects me with you is energy. What I breathe is air, but the air is also energy. So if you start thinking in terms of energy, and if this feels unfamiliar for you, just sit with that. Invite this new perspective. Always also, this was from episode 1, when you feel discomfort, when you feel like, no, I disagree, that's great, but just bring the awareness of why. And that's where you can learn from the discomfort instead of feeling just rejection or resistance for it. So this is what I mean when I talk about energy. It is everything. So the everything that you are, in terms of how people can perceive you, how they can see you, how they can feel you, and how they can hear you. So back to how you can start working on uplifting this authentic energy of yours. So I always speak about the importance of the silence between the notes. So creating these pauses, these present moments. And that is really, I saw such an amazing post about this on LinkedIn. And it was, I don't remember who wrote it. I will try to link it here if I find it. But whoever did it was a genius post. So it was all about how the past geniuses of our humanity, whether it is Einstein or some famous artists or Steve Jobs, like whoever people that we see as geniuses, what made them, like what was the similarity between these individuals was that they all scheduled purposeful time for silence, for doing nothing. And I think this is such an amazing reminder, because the more we are constantly driven by the next thing, mind drive, we don't have space for ideas to surface. We don't have space for self-exploration. So in these moments of silence, in these moments of totally not doing anything, that's where you can start hearing your authentic self, your desires, your needs, creativity, ideas might pop up. It's like you've been working for 6 months in a row and then you start to take a vacation, but you end up working on the vacation because you get so many ideas. Or you start working on a side project because that's where your ideas grow, because you stopped. So that's really the same here when you want to tune into your energy. You need to sit with yourself. You need to connect your mind and your body. If your mind is only driving, if your mind is only thinking like, I want to do this, I want to do that, you can go and do that, but your body is the one that brings the energy, your heart, your soul, okay? Your mind cannot just create the energy. You need your body, your physicality for the actual energy expression. So that's why you want to start connecting with your body. And this can feel difficult. I for sure know this for a fact from experience. The reason why I burned out was that I was way too much operating in my mind. I was letting my thoughts, my goals, my ideas, my mind fully drive every decision, everything, overriding my body to the fact where my body was in pain, screaming that, can we rest? My mind was like, no, we need to train. No, we have a schedule. No, we have this appointment. So obviously, your body tries to communicate with you. It tried to communicate with me. I did not hear it out until the connection got lost. I could not even hear my body anymore. So my body had to actually shut me down so that I could hear it. And this is, in my opinion, the key reason of most burnouts, of most certain healthy people's falling ill or having a heart attack or something similar, where you have built so much disconnection that your body has tried to warn you, it has tried to communicate with you. The body is the most intelligent machine on earth, giving you all the signs you need if you're able to listen. So how we can create this more connectiveness again is that we need to first of all realize that we have a disconnection. We need to acknowledge that and accept that with love, not with judgment. We cannot force a connection. It's like you want to go on a date with someone. If you try to force it, most likely it will not end up quite well. And same here, you cannot force it. You need to accept the situation and you need to approach it slowly. So what you want to do is that you want to create these pauses. Whenever you want to take a walk, 15-minute walk, don't listen to anything, walk slowly, see what you hear, see what you feel, see what you smell, utilize and connect with your senses. Your senses are your gateway to your body. And once this starts to feel natural, you can even take like 5 minutes and just connect with your heart. Try to hear your heartbeat. Sounds silly and simple, but just try it, okay? And let your full attention be flowing for your body. And try to feel. Do you feel tense? Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel grounded? Do you feel sad, happy? What do you feel? And this way you start understanding yourself more. And when you start understanding yourself more, you start understanding your needs more. So let's say someone invites you for a dinner party. Mentally you think, it's my best friend, I can make great business connections there, I don't want to miss out, I want to show that I'm dedicated to supporting this person. This is all mind talking. But maybe your body is telling me that I just want to sleep, or I want to do yoga. So what do you want deeper down? Deeper than the mind? What do you need? So once you start practicing this, connecting with your body, connecting with your senses, you start hearing more what your body and ultimately your soul, if you believe in that. What do you need on a soul level? The mind will not know that. The body will know what the soul needs. And then obviously we want to connect the mind and the body so that they both have an equal voice. But before we can do that, we need to uplift the voice of the body so that that can have an equal voice with the mind. And only then can we start running these two trains forward in an equal way. And this is where you're starting to honor yourself. You start to honor your truth. So let's say you don't want to go to that dinner party. What happens here, that you are being faithful for yourself, for your energy, for your needs, your true truths. And now you're already, let's say you listen to that, you're leaning to the right energetic state, what you need. So now you create alignment with your action and with yourself, which pushes you in an authentic energetic state as well. So your energy will align based on your behaviors. And once you continue doing this longer, you can bring this when you have a stronger mind-body connection. When I'm speaking here for you, my mind and body is working in collaboration automatically as I'm channeling this information to you. And I can focus on actually expanding my energetic field, so my vibration. And that's maybe a topic for a further next podcast. But what I want you to take away from today is that ask yourself this: who am I really? What makes me unique and different? And not in terms of external validation, not in terms of certificates or anything like that, but you as a person, your authentic self. And how do you feel about the connection with your mind and body? Reflect on this, sit with them for a while, and try this more mindful walk, for example, where you try to connect with your senses. This will be the proof for you how well are you connected on a mind-body level. And once that feels easy, maybe you take the pause and connect like this. And when you need to make a decision, try to shut down your mind more and hear what your actual truth on a body, soul level is. Beautiful. I hope you took something with you today. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode, and I look forward to seeing you in the next insight. So wherever you are, I'm wishing you a beautiful day, night, evening. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I would love to hear your thoughts about this.